Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And on this channel we talk about all things fandom and we talk about it in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here. And today is Terrifying Tuesday on this channel where we talk about all things horror. And today we have to talk about Scream 7 and potentially Scream 8. So let's jump right into it. So it happens from time to time that a film's anticipation is so much so that the studio knows they have a success on their hands before they ever actually put out the movie. And in the case of Scream 7, that's exactly what they're banking on. Now, of course, there are several films that come out that don't do that well, that instantaneously do get a sequel because the film studios believe that they're going to have a hit on their hands. Most of the time, these movies are put together anyway, just because they are already filmed. They are already something that is going to happen. In the case of Scream 7, it brought back Neve Campbell, but that's not all. It actually is bringing back so many of the iconic stars from the franchise, from the original movie all the way to part 3 and potentially more. We don't know exactly what they're going to do or exactly what type of crazy things they're going to set up. We do, however, have an idea because we've been told there's a whole AI thing, that this killer is using AI and is using some of Sydney's most iconic ghost face stalkers to come in and finish the job. Only it's not them, it's simply AI. But that's only a rumor at this stage. Although we could pretty much say it's probably somewhat true. News has just broke though that Scream 8 was going to happen. And Scream 8 is going to be out sooner rather than later. It's going to end up having to film almost back to back with the other one. So could Scream 7 end on a cliffhanger? Could Scream 8 be a Sydney movie? Could all of this stuff happen? Well, in order to get into that, we have to first look at what is being said. So let's get into all of these rumors that have been bantied about. First off, according to Daniel RPK, Scream 8 is rumored to be another Sidney Prescott story. Yeah, okay, I didn't see that one coming. I'm so sorry. Of course it's going to be another Sidney Prescott story. You got Neve Campbell back for this one, and she's probably signed a deal to be in the next one and possibly the one after that. You don't get her to sign and then not put her in those films. That's just the way that is. And then we have the reports that are saying that Scream 8 is already in development, with filming potentially starting as early as August. Some speculate that Scream 7 will end on a cliffhanger, leading to the need for Scream 8 to be developed and filmed sooner than usual. This would be the first time the franchise ends on a cliffhanger. And this also comes from Daniel RPK. He is reporting that Scream 8 is in development and potentially due to Scream 7 ending on a cliffhanger. So right there, that's kind of where we're at. Daniel RPK has said that Scream 8 is in development and it's going to start development sooner rather than later, and that it is supposed to end on a cliffhanger. Both of these sort of come from him. And again, he is a scooper who gets things right sometimes, so do you have to take his word for it? No, but he gets things right some of the time, so this could very well be the case. So let's break down what he has said, because this is actually very telling. If Scream 7 ends on a cliffhanger, then it's obviously something to do with the killer. They're not going to catch him, and the killer from this movie would have to go into Scream 8. Or at the very end, it's revealed that there is another killer. If you remember, in Scream 2, They were supposed to show the clock tower at the college, and it was supposed to have Ghostface in it looking down, revealing, in fact, that there was yet another killer in hiding. That's one of the rumored scenes that got deleted from that film. They just thought that it would be too confusing, and what if they didn't do another film or something along those lines, and they decided against doing it. But if you know your film is going to be an absolute success and you know it's going to happen, you could totally do that with the film. You could have it be where at the end, a new Ghostface emerges and we know that they're out there. You don't have to have this movie end on a cliffhanger that puts Sidney's life in jeopardy. That's the simple fact. You don't have to do that. It could be as simple as a Ghostface showing up, looking down from somewhere at the survivors, and we, the audience, know they're there. But more than likely, if you say you're going to end it on a cliffhanger, you want to end it on a big cliffhanger. You want to do something that's going to matter. So obviously, you put Sidney in the hospital, or you put a lot of characters in the hospital. You have the killer going after somebody, and then just as they're ready to get them, the screen fades to black, and we don't know what happens until we come back in part 8. Now, that would be a great way to run it. That would be a great way to do it. The likelihood that they're going to do that is kind of up in the air, because sure, they could, but because you can doesn't mean you should. That may actually rub people the wrong way. You don't know. More than likely, though, it would be cool and people would like it, right? And then there's the whole thing with Scream 8 will be another Sidney movie. Of course, Scream 8 is going to be another Sidney movie, because like I said earlier, you don't sign her and then not put her in a couple movies. She is kind of the bread and butter of the Scream franchise. Like it or not. A lot of people want Melissa Barrera back. I want Melissa Barrera back. I want Jenna Ortega back, in fact. But those characters are secondary in the Scream franchise to Sidney. You have Sidney Prescott, who the killer always goes after, because the simple fact is the killing started with Sidney Prescott's family, and it has to end when the last of Sidney Prescott's family is gone. And I think that leads the way into Sidney possibly not being the star anymore. I mean, eventually you have to go away from Sidney Prescott being the star of the movie. You have to, but I think that they could do something really cool. I think they could make it so that Sidney Prescott is in the movie for a long time. We've talked about this in previous videos. Maybe she does get to play the mentor to this next final girl, whoever that will be. That's kind of what you have to look at. It doesn't have to be that Sidney Prescott is in this movie every single time. That being said, I can't wait to start speculating with you guys about Scream 8. But how do you think Scream 7 is going to end? Do you think it's going to end with a whimper where we learn there's another Ghostface that hasn't been caught? Or do you think it's going to end with a victim potentially in danger, possibly Sidney Prescott herself? Only to have the screen fade to black at the very end and not reveal whether or not the person was killed? Or do you believe that it's going to end something like this? The killer possibly having their mask ripped off, only we don't get to see who it is. Whatever you guys are thinking about how Scream 7 will end that will lead into Part 8, I want to start hearing those theories. I want to start talking about that. Let's keep this whole Scream theory thing going, because it is one of those series, it is one of those movies that allows for so much speculation, and I really enjoy hearing from all of you. So don't forget to leave me that comment in the comment box below. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this conversation as well. Then make sure you're hitting that like button. It's free. It helps the channel. We really do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, there's that notification bell next to it. Go ahead and hit that as well so you don't miss a single video we do. Then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, Fandom is family.